Welcome back to Underdog Racing League. We've got a new season upon us, and with that brings a lot of new features, a lot of crazy stuff going on, new drivers, some old familiar drivers, some URL legends returning, and in fact we got a new car. Last year we ran the trucks. This year we are running the Xfinity car, and we got a lot of new things coming your way. First off, I want to shout out kind of all the people and sponsors that made this possible. People at Wild Bill Soda, our main guys for the season, our presenting sponsor. You'll see commercials from them. You'll see a lot of stuff tailored towards them, and we thank them a ton being on board. And then we got Ultimate Siding and Gutters, National Coatings and Supplies, Single Source, R4 Environmental, Java Jacks, Washam's on the Fence, Martin Sports Custom Ink, and then Mission 22 as well. You'll see a donate link to Mission 22 in the chat. Just want to shout out all those guys. They're helping us bring what should be the latest and greatest season of Underdog Racing League, and they're helping put on a great show. So thank you to all of them, and then I want to thank all the admins who help put stuff together. Justin, Cody, Chris, everybody who's kind of helped put this together, and then yeah, all the drivers as well, because without them we don't have anything to watch. So I know that they'll put on a great show for us all season, and I'm looking forward to it. So with all that out of the way, let's get into some of the new stuff going on. We have the Martin Sports cleanest driver. We'll be trying to keep track of that all season. I'll try to keep you updated as well with who the cleanest drivers are throughout the series, things of that nature. And then we've also got the Dash for Cash that is returning for this year, presented by R4 Environmental. So 4 drivers will get selected for our Dash for Cash races, which are, I believe, Chicagoland, New Atlanta, Richmond, and Homestead. So those 4 will have 4 drivers. Whoever finishes the best out of those will be put into the finale at Las Vegas, and everyone's that wins some extra cash for themselves on the season. And then we have our custom ink bracket challenge. So that'll be happening for all the non-playoff guys during the playoffs. It'll be a bracket challenge like what's going on in real life next year, and I think that should be a lot of fun too. So thank you to everybody who's come on board, all the new stuff we got going on. And then right now tonight we got a little bit of a new format ourselves. We have the URL Shootout. So how it's going to work: 40-minute practice, that's what you're watching right now. Then we'll go to a 10-minute open qualifying session. Usually we have closed qualifying session. Each car goes out on their own, but tonight everybody going out together, try to draft and see if you can get a good qualifying spot. Then we have 2 10-lap stages, which pay 5 bonus points to whoever wins that, and then you invert after the stage. So maybe if you're not looking too good near the end of stage 1, you just kind of hang back, stay back there, and then you'll leapfrog to the front for the next stage. Same thing with stage 2. You'll invert after that, and then it is a 30-lap run to the finish where you have to make a green flag 4-tire pit stop sometime during that stage. And then the winner of that gets 10 regular season bonus points. So a lot to play for a little preseason kind of friendly action, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. But with all out of the way, we got qualifying, so you can kind of disregard the 250 laps up there. It's focus on that timer. That's what we're going to be looking for. And then on the left side, that is where you will see everybody's time. So everybody's got to stay below the yellow line to come out, and then these guys are all going to be trying to work together, see who can set the best lap. So right now we're riding along with Jason Seams, new driver of the series this year. He's right behind Scott Kerberg, and then the 99 of Robert Clifford is behind. A lot of new guys. I got to get used to the names as well as you guys, so we'll try to, hopefully I don't screw up these guys' names too much tonight, but I'm looking forward to it. A lot of new drivers. I've seen some of them race so far, and some of the action we've had going on. some of the recruit races, things of that nature, and they've been a lot of fun. If you were with us for the recruit race before, it was at Kansas. That was a pretty good race. And yeah, I think this is going to be a very good season. I do want to go look at 2 drivers going out qualifying right now. First one is the 15 of Jason Fensler. He is, I believe, a 3-time Underdog Racing League champion. Took off last year, and he's back for another season, and he's going to try to do it the Fensler way, do it in dominating fashion. So we'll see what he can do tonight. And then another URL legend, longtime driver. Oh, he's not out on the track yet, but it's the 29 of Jake Williams. He also left, I believe, through the middle of last year, and now he's back. We're going to do some more racing, so looking forward to have those guys back on board with us. They've been great members of the league, and it's good to have them back. Right now, we've got Robert Clifford top of the board. So that first group we were going along with, the 81 and the 99, they had a better lap than this group of 3 here. So we'll just try to keep an eye on it. See Scott Kerberg got out of the way there. See one pretty big pack forming. This is the 85 of Marshall Wilson, the 5 of Jason Bottoms, and the 66 of Noah Tansman. Qualifying is going to be quite a bit more important than it normally would be, with it just being 10 laps for the first 2 stages. We got a car spinning down on the bottom there. That's the 9 of Cody Dorsey. Don't want to be doing that, Cody. Watch for the 11 of Stephen Horner here. He is catching up to these guys. You can see it right there. He might get a little bit of draft from Tansman off the back there. If he can latch on maybe this next lap, I think he's going to have an incredible lap coming. Something I want to do during qualifying here is kind of give you the full sense of how big this track is. Camera we're on right now is the spotter view, and this is basically if the spotter had binoculars. That's what you're looking through right now. It is just such a massive facility. And you see the run the 11's getting here. Now, he doesn't even have to go on by and pass him. He can just pull right up to the 66, and he may have one of the best laps we'll see all night. And if Dennis Steele can pull right up to the 11, it could be big for the both of them. You saw, at least on my track map, I saw that the 11 went purple through Sector 1. So the first half of the lap, he was the fastest. Let's check the lap at the line. And it wasn't even better than his last lap. So he must have got quite a bit of help the last time around. And you see, he and the 28, 4 tenths ahead of third place Matthew Young. They see Matthew right there going down pit lane. Let Iracing decide where to take us. It's going to take us back to that group that was going. You see, when you go like this, it's hard to set a good lap time, so you got to have good teammates that really kind of nail down a strategy going into this. And I think some guys that maybe are going to do it are these two right here. If they let the 33, and I believe, let me go check who's behind the 33 here. 17 of Derek Riley. So, yeah, if these 4 can link up together, throw in the 15 of Jason Fensler as well, I think they might have something. Nobody able to really get close to Steele and Horner at the top, so down to 4 minutes to go in the session. We'll see if they can hold on to it. That last lap, Stenard and Derek Riley, they were 3.1 seconds off. So you really got to have a great lap if you want to have a shot at the pole here. See, Justin's running the Wild Bill scheme. Love to see that. We're going to see Derek Riley pull out a line there. Oh, we're losing Justin. Justin might be blinking a little bit. Let's go check on the 04 of Kyle Hosley. So they've got, I believe, the 88 of David Chapman behind them. Oh, we might have a big pack going right here. Here we go. Back to these guys again. It's the Steele, Horner, Tansman, Marshall Wilson group. These guys have been very good so far. We'll see if they can improve. I mean, oh, we got a lap from David Chapman. He's moved himself up to 4th. We saw him kind of lagging behind the 04 group of Kyle Hosley. And then when you can be behind kind of at the start-finish line, but you're still in the draft, and you can just pull up all the way through it, that is how you're going to get a great lap. Nobody has been able to even beat Matthew Young's lap in 3rd there. 4/10 off. Ooh, a little bit of contact maybe there. Oh, there's a car stuck to the outside wall. That's Kyle Hosley. Little jump scare there. It's not really anybody else on track that's got a shot, I don't think. These guys are catching Jason Fensler right now. We're almost going 3 wide back here. This is not how you want to run a qualifying lap. If they can get straightened out, they can have probably one more shot at it. But it does not look like they're straightening it out. Dorsey almost lost it on the bottom there. Unless these guys can put together a pretty perfect lap. Oh, we got something. The Jason Seams led pack has moved up. These guys are now 3rd, 4th, and 5th. If they can keep it going, they may have something for Horner and Steele. They got this lap only to do it, though. Let's ride on board with Jason Seams. And they might get a little bit of tow from Stephen Horner up there. Oh, Jason's blinking. We lost Jason Seams, and we've kind of seemingly lost everybody else. Or maybe, no. That was just the end of practice. Or the end of qualifying. They did not allow them to complete that lap. Wow. Usually it lets you complete the lap you're on, but it said absolutely not. We're just going right on through. So I will try to get us on pit road here. Camera's not really working with me. There we go. Want to find our pole sitter, Stephen Horner, if we got him. There he is. All right, let's go through the custom ink starting lineup for Heat 1. So, starting on pole is the 11 of Stephen Horner after a good lap between him and Dennis Steele. And There is Dennis Steele right to his outside. Then starting third, we have the 81 of Jason Seams. Then following him to the outside is the 99 of Robert Clifford. Just got to tag that quick. Then we go back to the 70 of Steve Rogers starting fifth. To his outside, the 13 of Matthew Young in sixth. Then David Chapman Jr., he starts in P7. Jason Fensler, he is eighth. Then ninth. Shouldn't be David Chapman. Ninth should be Jason Bottoms here, but he's on the outside, so kind of messes things up when during these heats it doesn't tell you the order, but should be Marshall Wilson and then Jason Bottoms 9th and 10th. And then Noah Tansman 11th, Kyle Hosley 12th. Then starting 13th, we will have the 29 of Jake Williams. And then to his outside, we have, I believe, that is the 16 of Dylan Walterman? It is the 16 of Dylan Walterman. And then we have the 17 of Derek Riley, the 9 of Cody Dorsey, the 33 of Justin Stannard, the 59 of Joshua Connor, the 58 of Dakota Bly, then the 14 of Scott Kerberg, the 23 of... We don't have a 23 officially, so not sure who that is. Something's a little messed up, and then shotgun on the field, I believe, is Connor Baker. So sorry about that being a little messed up there. The heats do not lend themselves to telling me the starting lineup in the order. So for the official races we got, it'll be a lot easier to tell. But we've got a race to watch, and we've got one driver leading us to the green. The 11 of Stephen Horner, maybe the first pole of Stephen's career. Can't guarantee that. But he, alongside of Dennis Steele, are going to lead us to green for the first time in the 2024 Xfinity season. We are green. Horner gets a good launch away. I'm sorry, I do got to check just one thing in the chat. Got to turn off the spotter. And then we're back. So Horner holding strong on the inside line. The inside is a lot more formed up. The outside has Robert Clifford. It has Dennis Steele. And then here comes Matthew Young. The outside is kind of got their groove back now. And now it's side by side for the lead between the 11 and 28. That outside line gets such a good run off the corners here at Daytona. It's going to be something to watch for a lot tonight. Whether these guys, if they get that run off the corner, are they going to try to keep it, or are they going to shoot to the bottom? Dennis Steele is going to be the first one to have to make that decision, it looks like. Matthew Young barely gets into the wall. He's able to come back down, though. And now that outside line is powering on by. Here comes Stephen Horner. He and Jason Seams, those two orange cars on the inside, they've got it working pretty well down there. They lose it a little bit on exit, and then they hook up down the back, and they can catch right back up. So you see here, the 28 gets out in front. The 99, Robert Clifford, he's going to move to the bottom. Now Steele loses his pusher. He's got Matthew Young now. That's really the first shakeup we've seen up front. And Robert Clifford is clear. Will he slide back up now? And I want to give a major shout out right now to Stephen Horner. He, I think, would agree that he's normally a guy that runs at the back of these packs. He's not normally up here, but here he is right now. He's putting that Tennessee Volunteer car in a very, very good light, showing that he can be a guy you can work with this season. A lot tonight, throughout the duels, and throughout all of the next 2 weeks. as we run on these super speedways. Now Dennis Steele goes from the top to the bottom. But Matthew Young is going to shoot right on by him. Maybe that was a bad move for Dennis. Last year, he was a Championship 4 participant. And this year, staying red hot as he's running out up front. Lap 4 out of 10. The race for points is on. Steele getting a very good push from Robert Clifford. Those two are linked back up, this time on the bottom. See, maybe if they get clear, are they going to move up here? Or are they going to stay down low? The first 2 cars are clear. First 3 are now clear. Horner going to stay on the bottom, though. I mean, the 99 is putting on a clinic, shoving Dennis Steele around this racetrack. This is impressive. Pushed him out to such a big lead. Now he's going to go to his outside. Gotta leave him out to dry. Oh! Pushed by Bottoms. There goes the 15 of Fensler. Hard into the inside wall. He takes Jason Seams with him. And we've got no caution on the speedway. Huge hit for the 15. Let's go take a look at what happened. If it will let us. So we'll go take a look from here. Just watch the outside line. It looks like the 5 gives a push to the 15 and pow! Right into Jason Seams and Jason Fensler. That was an all Jason affair. We're going to go catch back up to the pack. So we got another car spinning off the back there. That's the 09 of James Larrabee. But we stay green again. The 33 of Justin Sennard seems to have gone around. Everybody just losing it now. But as I was saying, Jason Bottoms got into Jason Fensler, who got into Jason Seams, and it all just went a bit haywire. 3 wide now. Kyle Hosley through the middle. That's going to be a big move for Hosley. He is now the leader of the outside line. I mean, that was some craziness right there. I mean, you couldn't really tell what was going on. And then the 5 got into the 15 and bang, Jason Fensler into the inside wall. And oh, the 66 is looking to go around. A couple cars may be involved there. We'll go back and take another look at that one as well. So at the back of the pack here, we have Noah Tansman. Oh, the 9 gets into the 23, and there was some synchronized spinning right there. But everybody was able to kind of keep it from getting too disastrous, I suppose. Let's go to the 9 of Cody Dorsey. Let's ride on board. There's a checkup in front of him. He wasn't ready for it, and then everybody just kind of did a little half spin and kept going. So we'll go catch up live now. That is the first caution of Heat 1, and these caution laps do not count, so those 4 to go will stay up the entire time. But just a lot of carnage there after the first 4 or so laps were pretty tame. Looks like Fensler and Stannard are going to just keep it on pit road. Some of these guys a little deeper in the field may come down, get some repairs. So you see the 9 of Cody Dorsey coming down right now. We'll go check on our leader, the 99 of Robert Clifford. Started up front. Well, it was not first. It was right near the front of this thing, and he's held on to it. Showed himself to be a very good pusher. And also, just made some moves when he's needed to and taking the lead. And sorry about kind of the fog going on. That's just kind of the way the forecast was generated for this race, it looks like. Yeah. Foggy day out in Daytona. And it just really looks the worst on these far out shots. So I'll try to keep those to a minimum, but I don't know how much I can do about that. In our top 5, we have 3 of the 4 Championship 4 competitors last season. Dennis Steele, Jason Bottoms, and Dylan Walterman. Well, our other guy is no longer with us in the league, so it's pretty incredible that those guys are staying real hot after last season. I think now, before we go green here, we're going to take our first little look at our presenting sponsor, Wild Bill's. Wild Bill's Soda, they've got... You know what? I was going to go on about it, but let me have their commercials speak for themselves.
You're looking mighty thirsty. Wild Bill's, pure cane sugar, old-fashioned sodas.
So my normal microphone cut out on me there. So I'm going to go to the backup right now, unfortunately. And we'll try to fix it after Heat 1 here. So we've got Robert Clifford, Jason Bottoms. They are your front row. Dennis Steele, Kyle Hosley following right behind. And then it is Dylan Walterman, Stephen Horner running out your top 3 rows. Everybody else gonna look to either find their way to the front or the back. We'll see. Remember, we do invert after Heat 1 here, so we'll see what these guys decide to do. Right now, though, Robert Clifford gets away very well, and he is all clear. He's gonna go up top, try to get in front of Jason Bottoms. And that he does. So a big gap. The front 5 pretty much broke away here with 3 to go. Now it's Bottoms all over the rear bumper of Robert Clifford. And the inside line is Dennis Steele, Kyle Hosley, and I believe that is Dylan Walterman as well. Now Bottoms goes to the inside line. The URL veterans are leaving Robert Clifford, the new guy, out to dry. New leader, 28 of Dennis Steele. He started outside row 1 at the start of this thing. Now he's got help from Dylan Walterman. Those guys are going to try to go right on through. Hold on to this thing with 2 to go. Now last year's championship 3 are now running top 3 with Jason Bottoms 3rd. These two really under no pressure right now. We'll see if the 5 of Bottoms can get a run, or if these two are going to be all on their own trying to take this thing. Here comes Bottoms. He's all over the 16 now. See the 99 as well lurking up top. Coming to the white flag of Heat 1. Dennis Steele is blinking out a little bit. Oh, Holtzman tried to go up top. And we've got a wreck, but it is the last lap. Oh, Dennis Steele thought he was clear. He came down. Right off the bumper of Bottoms. 1 lap to go, and it is going to be 2 drivers battling it out for the lead. Bottoms and Walterman. These guys are really the only 2 in the fight right now. Dakota Bly is behind them. I don't think he has their draft. Can Walterman kind of make up for his bad block there and come on home with 5 extra points? He's going to go to the outside. Cross him over to the inside. He's got nowhere to go, and it's going to be Jason Bottoms who takes home the checkered flag in Heat 1. So we'll go back here and catch you up with what happened. I'll have to go back just a little bit further, it looks like. You saw everybody kind of glitch out there. I don't know if that was what caused part of the problem, but Walterman went up top, tagged the 99, and everybody else just tried to squeak on through. That is a massive pileup. Marshall Wilson, I believe, was upside down at one point. Yeah, we'll take a look at this one more time. So here's Wilson. And at this point, all you got to do is just hold the throttle and hope you get through. And over he went. And then I want to look at one more, hopefully, before we... Oh, no! Rewind your videos there and take a look at what Dakota Bly did to get through that race. He's the white 58 car. We've unfortunately moved on to the next heat, so it's not going to let me go back and look. But that was incredible how he got through all that. And I believe we've got my original mic working right now, so we will go back to that. So Jason Bottoms, your winner, now goes to the end here. But in doing so, he picks up 5 bonus points, so it'll be pretty difficult for him to get back up there and win this one as well, but you never know. We've seen crazier things happen. I'm not going to go through the entire starting lineup here this time, since it really doesn't tell me who's where. So I'm going to take a quick break, and then I'll be right back for the start of Heat 2. Go. I'm going to try to bring in Jason Bottoms here right before we go green. Hey, Jason, you got me?
I got you, buddy. What's up?
You survived all the major carnage there. How did you manage to do that?
I don't know. I mean, I was involved in some of it. I feel bad about the incident with Fensler. Like, the line just checked up, and I didn't realize it in time and kind of sent him. But he's up front now, so I guess it kind of helped.
Yeah, definitely.
But survived, got the Dr. Pepper Cure Group Chevrolet up there, and now we got to do it from the back. So,
Yeah, do you have kind of a strategy getting through the field here in 10 laps?
just finding teammates, working with the 16 for right now. 1658 are back here, so we're gonna run with them and see if we can't make it interesting for you.
All right, we'll send you back to them before we go green here, and good luck to you.
All right, thank you.
That is stage Heat 1 winner Jason Bottoms, and we are back green. Away goes the 15 of Jason Fensler, and he's got the 99 of Robert Clifford with him. These two we know have fast cars. They just got caught up in some incidents. We'll see how well they can manage the front now. Robert Clifford has URL admin Justin Stannard, Jake Williams, Kyle Hosley, a lot of veterans behind him. The inside line, there's a lot of new guys. 13 of Matthew Young, the 09 of James Larrabee. So we'll see who's able to hook up the best, work together the best, and take control of this heat. I want to mention this heat is sponsored by Washam's on the Fence, and stage 1 was by R4 Environmental. I am getting used to the sponsors, so I want to make sure we get everything going. Everybody is going crazy on the track, though. There were a couple guys maybe below the yellow line. Everybody was able to sort it out before we got to turn 1. And nobody is harmed. 09 of Larrabee trying to kind of make a pass almost below the yellow line, below Fensler. But everything stays a-okay. Now it's Stannard and Williams. They've worked together a long time. They're running up top. And it is Fensler and Robert Clifford working on the bottom. Real tight between the front two. Looks like the 99 is going to get a little advantage going into turn 1. Everybody pretty orderly throughout the pack. Nobody has lost the draft yet. There goes the 09. James Larrabee has been struggling to hold his line thus far. A couple times he's gone below it. A couple times he's gone above it. Made some contact with Kyle Hosley there. See if he can hang on. Great shot of these guys going through 3 and 4. Again, I do apologize about the fog. Larrabee moving up to the middle again. Gonna get squeezed down a little bit by the outside line. We will see kind of if any of these guys are able to take control of this thing. Right now, inside line, outside line, they are both kind of locked together, but now, oh, there goes Larrabee. You knew it was going to happen at some point. He just couldn't hold it together down there. And around he went. He destroyed the 29 of Jake Williams. And no caution on the speedway. We stay green. I wonder if cautions are turned off for these heats. It's only under this discretion of our eye in the sky, Thomas Stanley. But for right now, we do stay green. Now it's Fensler all alone out front. He's got Justin Stannard with him. Robert Clifford as well. And everybody single files out. And if you're some of those guys deep in the pack, you know, at least you will start up front next heat. And that may be the most important one. That's the final one. That gives you 10 bonus points. So some of the guys who survived it, though, the 99, 33, 15, they were all in front of it. And then all these guys behind him, Tansman, Kerberg, Josh O'Connor, Jason Seams, Derek Riley, Dennis Steele, Stephen Horner, all those guys were the ones able to get through it up front. You see, looks like the 9 of Cody Dorsey did as well. Steve Rogers and Dylan Walterman may or may not have the draft. It doesn't look like it right now, but we'll see. So now it's just Fensler and Stenard working together on the bottom. I think what we're going to do is we're going to go to the 17 of Derek Riley. We're going to ride on board with him. For some reason, he's not showing up as the 17, and we got a caution on the racetrack. I'm not sure what for. Oh, is it the 11? Yeah, Stephen Horner is around in the back. We'll take a look at what happened and how that occurred. So he's running together back here with the 70 of Steve Rogers, and just some contact. I don't really know who came up, who came down. We'll rewind it one more time for you and take a look. These guys are all just kind of hanging out. Kind of just a lack of awareness from... Looks like Horner came up a little more than Rogers came down, but I think they both did kind of just meet in the middle. So, yeah, when you're in the back of the pack like that, you can kind of just lose track of where you're at and just forget that you need to hold your line there. Maybe you didn't know anybody was to his outside, and that's what came of it. So Derek Riley is actually officially the 7 on your leaderboard there. His car is showing him as the 17, so we'll see about that. Just wanted to make that clear. I mean, it's a great number, 17. I've got the custom numbers turned off, so don't know why it's showing up that way. But we will go up front to the 15 of Jason Fensler. So Fensler is your leader here. There's a couple cars in front of him, maybe taking the free pass. Dakota Bly and Kyle Hosley. I feel bad for Dakota. He had an insane move to get to third place last heat, and I didn't notice it till the end, and we did not catch it. But unfortunately for him, he did not make it through as well this time. Light's still on in the pace car, so I'll just ride around with Jason Fensler, your race leader, till we go green in 2 laps. Remember, these caution laps do not count, so kind of just waiting around here, and then when things are ready, they'll be ready, and we are halfway through, so the big caution comes at about the same time each heat. I do want to check something here. Okay, I guess I'm not able to see it. I wanted to see if the cautions were being called manually or not. I don't think they're manually done, so Iracing Superspeedway cautions must be just a little bit different. Because we've seen some pretty big incidents get cautions, or some maybe smaller ones get cautions, some bigger ones not. I think it's just whether a car fully spins or how much they slow down. There's a lot of different kind of variables to it. And we do have our eye in the sky, Thomas. Shout out to him, but he is not calling cautions for the races. It's just way too difficult. He can't look at everything on the racetrack at once, so if he misses a caution one time, he's going to get yelled at, and if he calls a caution when maybe he shouldn't, it's just an annoying thing that I wouldn't want to deal with, and don't blame him for not really doing either. But it'll be the 15 and 33 that lead us to the green flag here. We are on lap 6 out of 10, so halfway through. I don't know if it'll change to 7 out of 10 or not when we go green here, but we will see. So we got Robert Clifford. He's been up here both stages. Dennis Steele as well. Fenser's been up here for about half of the first stage and the first half of this stage. So he's got some experience up here. And then got some guys we really haven't seen too much. Scott Kerberg, Josh O'Connor, Jason Seams, Derek Riley, Cody Dorsey. I guess we saw Jason Seams up here at the start of stage 1. But haven't really seen much since. We're getting ready to go green again. And let's go on board with the 99 of Robert Clifford as we get ready to go green. Actually, scratch that. We're going to go back a little farther. It's a little more interesting. Let's go with Jason Seams back here in 8th. Green flag is out. And everybody up front gets away cleanly. Everybody running all good. Nothing to complain about so far. Nobody making any moves. You see how foggy it is. It's really unfortunate. But, you know, that's just, that happens sometimes when we're racing, so. I'm going to try to stay to some of these looks a little more. We'll go off the back of the 81 right now. Everybody holding their line well. We have 3 laps to go. And we're looking from the Jason Seams camera. Oh, a little contact up front. Stenard held on to it. Tansman did a great job of not running him over there. That was a great job by the 66. Being patient, not just running through him as he was kind of trying to gather everything back up. See some of those guys on the bottom just try to take a peek out and see if they can take a look at what's going on up front. A lot of these guys don't have spotters or anything. They're all just running by themselves. They've got the Iracing spotter, but it doesn't really tell them anything going up front. See Scott Kerberg. He's blinking out a little bit up there. Oh, the 5 of Jason Bottoms. Losing it a little bit down low. 2 laps to go. Everything's staying all good for Fensler up front. Almost some contact. Can he save it? He holds on to it for now, but... Oh, contact Bottoms into Kerberg. Derek Riley around. Bottoms around. Seams. Dorsey. Sorry, I yelled a little too much there. There's a wheel coming through. That just bounced right through the 5 of Jason Bottoms. And we've got a caution. Heavy damage for a lot of drivers right there. Let's go take a look at how it happened. So everybody running good through here. We saw Fensler get out of shape. Bottoms got side by side with Derek Riley. Owen Kerberg kind of comes down in front of Bottoms. Bottoms wasn't really sure what was going to happen there, and everything kicked off from there. So we'll try to go on board with the 5, get his kind of perspective of it. So we'll go right here. You see Riley kind of loses it. He goes to the middle. He's 3 wide. Now he's by. Seams gives a little tap to Kerberg. Kerberg gets bumped right into Jason Bottoms, and I mean, Scott was really just along for the ride there. Nothing he could do. He's finished first, second, and third, and our cleanest driver. We know that if there's an incident, it's usually not really his fault. And that one just kind of kicked off from there. Go back and look one more time from the aerial view. And you guys can see where your favorite driver ended up in this. I'll try to see if anybody miraculously made it through this time. Everybody just kind of did it, and you know, nobody really made it through that unscathed. We'll try the 04 of Kyle Hosley, though. You see everybody just scattering. Hosley's on the brakes, on the brakes, on the brakes. Where to go, where to go? Ricardo is outside, dodges that one, dodges Dorsey. Gets up above Mrs. Seams. Great job, Kyle. So with caution laps not counting, the standings will not update officially just yet. But that will be a very big gain for Kyle. So we should be getting ready to go green this time. I'm not sure. Justin Stannard is now your leader, though. No, we will not be going green this time, but next time by. That caution flag is presented by Mission 22. If you want to donate to a good cause, they are right in the chat. If you guys can't see that, by the way, this is our first year streaming on YouTube. We used to be on Twitch, so if you guys can't see the Mission 22 link, let me know. I will put it back down there. But, yeah, it's a great cause, and they are a great group of guys to be working with here. I mean, some pretty big carnage right there, and that's expected at these racetracks, especially when you have all new drivers who haven't really raced against each other before. A lot of these guys have, yeah, like I said, they don't have the kind of camaraderie that helps make super speedway racing clean, if that makes any sense. You see, like, if you guys are experienced with iRacing, you know that a lot of times guys, like the official races, can be pretty wreck-filled, pretty chaotic, just because guys aren't used to the way other people drive around them. I know we've got Atlanta later in the season. Usually the later super speedways are a lot more tame, and it's just kind of the way it goes. That's why we get these three early on in the year. We've got the shootout, we've got the duels, and then we've got the first race at Talladega. So I think this is a good way to kind of introduce everybody to the series. It'll make a lot of people mad at each other, that's for sure, but also I think this just helps in a lot of ways set off the season. It's better than going to a lot of the short tracks that we go to. A lot of those just end up chaotic, wreck-filled, but you don't really learn anything. It's just a lot of guys driving through each other. But we've got the 33 and the 99. They are leading us to the green flag this time. Stannard is your leader. He is just choosing the outside line this time. He wants Dennis Steele behind him. And then behind these guys, we've got Noah Tansman, Dennis Steele. And I see the 16 of Dylan Walterman there. Wait for the camera to pan around to show who's in 5th. But yeah, these are your leaders, and they're all racing for an extra 5 bonus points going into the season. That is a 59 of Josh Connor. That is 5th place right there. So again, we're going to try to use this camera if possible. Kind of eliminate some of that fog. But we are getting ready to go back green. Here we go. Start with a great jump. Top line kind of accordion together there. Kyle Hosley is the big loser of that, and everybody behind him. Jason Bottoms just thought about making it 3 wide at the bottom of your screen there. Decided not to, and now it is the 99 and 33 side by side for the lead. It's a great run for the inside line. Josh Connor, Noah Tansman, Robert Clifford. Those 3 are working together very well in the bottom. We've got 2 laps to go. We'll be coming around to the white flag this time by. If there's any cautions around the white flag, they are likely not to be called, so got to just get through the carnage. Here comes Stenard back on the outside. He's got help from Steele. Walterman trying to help as well, but oh, they move to the bottom. A push gone wrong. And we're going to be having the same thing happen this time. This time it's Tansman. This time it is Robert Clifford. And look who third place is again. It's Dakota Bly. And just like it was last time, I don't think he's got enough help. So Robert Clifford, Noah Tansman. Noah's got to back off here. He should not be on his bumper right now. He's got to back off and get a run. But it looks like Noah's just going to push him right through. It's going to be pretty hard to pass unless you wreck him. Coming to the flag here, it is going to be Robert Clifford, your Heat 2 winner. So just as we saw at the end of Heat 1, things go awry. Steele gets into Stenard. Everybody bounces off each other. And around just about all of the field goes. And since we missed it last time, we will be going on board with the 58 of Dakota Bly. So here's Bly, 4th on the inside line. He ends up 3rd place again. This is how he did it this time. This time the seas kind of just parted for him. He's able to keep his foot in it. If he didn't have to get on the apron there, he might have had a shot to win, but kind of backed off there. Ended up getting a little bit loose on the bottom, and then it was all between Tansman and Clifford got it done. See Robert doing some burnouts there. See if Robert is in the chat here. Try to give him a call before we get to the next stage. Hey, Robert, you got me?
Yes, sir.
Well, you came home with the Heat 2 win there. How'd you do it, man?
Just right place, right time, man. Just cruising, having fun.
Absolutely. So you're going to start at the back here. Do you got a plan on getting to the front? Or are you just going to kind of play it by ear, let things happen?
Just go where there's openings and don't push things too hard.
All right. Well, good luck to you, Robert. Congrats on the 5 extra bonus points. And we'll see you after the end of, I guess, the entire race. Good luck to you, man.
Stand for it. Thanks.
That was Robert Clifford, your winner. And, yeah, that was a great job by him. And we've got about a 5-minute warm-up here, so we're going to have you hear from Wild Bill's Soda again, and then I'm going to take a quick break and be right back with you for the start of Stage 3 presented by National Coatings and Supplies.
You're looking mighty thirsty. Wild Bill's pure cane sugar, old-fashioned sodas.
Thank you to Wild Bills, and I'm going to take a quick break. We've got about 5 minutes before we get back going again, so take a break yourselves, go get something to eat, and then we've got 30 laps of racing to go. I am back and ready to go for some more racing. See if maybe there's a couple drivers who we want to dial up. One guy I for sure want to talk to is Dakota Bly. We'll bring him here, see if he's at the ready. Hey, Dakota, you got me?
Hey, what's up, Chance?
So, I missed your heroic move through stage 1 to get 3rd place. I caught it for stage 2. How did you get through the carnage both times?
I just hope for the absolute best, and that was really all I could do. The first stage one was a lot crazier. I saw an opening, and I figured that was my best chance at just surviving. And then that last one, I kind of saw things happening, so I tried to dive a little low to avoid it. But it's been crazy heading into the white flag both times, so we could see that again on the feature here.
Yeah, certainly. And you've got 3rd both times. How are you going to turn those 3rds into 10 extra bonus points here?
Well, I have gridded 20th both times, and I'm grading 20th this time, so that might work out to at least get a 3rd place, but I want to win. So we'll see what we can do, keep friends around us, and try not to get caught up in the carnage.
Yeah, certainly. Well, good luck to you, Dakota. Good talking to you, and maybe we'll see you at the end of this thing.
Sounds good. Thanks, Chance.
That was Dakota Bly, kind of the story of the first 2 stages. And yeah, always good to talk to Dakota. Talked to his teammate Jason Bottoms earlier. He was the Heat 1 winner. Heat 2 belonged to the 99er Robert Clifford. See if either of those guys can kind of go back to back. Show that they are going to be the dominant guys throughout speed weeks here. Or if it's going to be somebody else putting their hat into the ring. We got a minute till grid here, so thank you guys all for watching so far. I think we've put on some pretty exciting racing, and I think the last laps have been typical iRacing super speedways. I know maybe for those of you that aren't too familiar with iRacing, you see everybody just wrecking and be like, man, these guys are idiots. How are they always just wrecking? They're being so aggressive, and it's just stupid. When there's not the fear of getting yourself injured in the race car, something else kind of just takes over you, and you don't really I don't know how to explain it. You just kind of let things happen, and you want to be the one that wins. There's really no, like, there's no penalty for wrecking this race. You start up front the next stage, and yeah, I don't know. I think this kind of racing on iRacing lends itself to chaos, and I think that's what makes it a little special too. We've seen both times that the drivers up front are able to keep it up front and avoid the carnage. So if you're kind of second, third, fourth on back, then you might have a problem. But the guys who have ran well have stayed up there and got through the wrecks. So it's kind of going to be the way you got to do it, I think. In the feature here, I do believe we've got our order correct. So we are going to go through the, the Custom Ink starting lineup, starting with the 70 of Steve Rogers. His outside is going to be the 88 of David Chapman Jr. Then we have the 14 of Scott Kerberg, and the 7 of Derek Riley. Starting 7th. So there's two guys that are not officially in this race yet, so we'll see if they grid. But as of right now, Jason Fensler is 7th. And then 8th is the 29 of Jake Williams Sr. Then starting 9th, we have Matthew Young. 10th, the 59 of Jason, not Jason, there's 3 Jasons already. The 59 of Joshua Connor. Then 11th, we have the 28 of Dennis Steele. To his outside, 33 of Justin Stannard. 13th, 85 of Marshall Wilson. 14th, the 81 of Jason Seams. 15th, the 9 of Cody Dorsey. To his outside is Kyle Hosley in the 04. Then 17th, Stephen Horner. 18th, Dylan Walterman. 19th, Jason Bottoms. 20th, Dakota Bly. 21st, Noah Tansman. And rounding out the field is the 99 last stage winner, Robert Clifford. So we'll go back up front for the main event. Looks like Connor Baker and James Larrabee will not be partaking in this last event, so it will be the captain, Steve Rogers, leading us to the green flag. And I know we've got some fans of drivers in the chat. Classic Jason Bottoms fan. There's a June fan. I'm not sure who June is. Probably one of the newer guys. I'll learn the nicknames in due time, but yeah. Post who you're rooting for in the chat. Let's have fun. We've got 30 laps. These guys have to make a green flag pit stop at some point during this feature, so watch out for that. Watch for some teammates maybe to try to go down, get it out of the way early, and then get back on the racetrack. And I think that's what you got to do. It has to be 5 laps away from any caution. But as soon as that happens, get it done. Steve Rogers leads us to green with David Chapman on the outside. And we are underway for the URL Shootout. URL Shootout feature, I suppose. Couple guys starting from the pits. Not sure what that's all about. Marshall Wilson is one of them. I didn't catch the other driver. But they'll work together. They shouldn't lose. Or they shouldn't go a lap down losing the draft or anything like that. But things are all even out front so far. Steve Rogers on the inside with help from Scott Kerberg. And there goes David Chapman. He wants to run the inside line around here. Now Derek Riley on the outside. He's got Jake Williams with him. Joshua O'Connor as well. So they come out of turn 4. We've got 20 race cars flying by at Probably 190 miles an hour. Fighting for every inch of real estate. Side by side, still for the lead. This time it's Jake Williams, and Derek Riley's on the bottom. We've seen the top line 2 times now become clear and move to the bottom. So, see if any of these guys kind of pick up. I think the top line's where you want to be. I think it's faster. I think you get a better run off if we go on board with David Chapman. Like I was saying, I think the top is just slightly better. You can get a little bit better of a run off, and then kind of have more availability of where you can run. You can decide to pin that bottom line right to the yellow line. You can go all the way up to the wall. It's kind of up to the top to decide where everybody goes. And I like that control if I'm leading a line. The one problem with the top is you open yourself up to passes on the inside if that second car gets clear too, but I don't know, I think if I'm taking control, that's where I want to be. Jake Williams was clear for a second there. Stayed up top. Almost contact between Riley and Williams. But things are very orderly thus far in the feature. Thankfully, the fog has dissipated for the feature, and things look so much better. Derek Riley pulled out to a little bit of an advantage there. Now the advantage is back to the 29 on the outside. And Jake is going to move down to the bottom. So now he's the third driver to get clear, move down to that bottom line. It's all Joshua O'Connor leading the outside line now. I've been calling him Josh Connor, so sorry about that, Josh. My standings is one of them showing me Joshua Connor, one of them showing me O'Connor. I know it's O'Connor, so I gotta remember that. Will Williams move up here? No, he's gonna stay down on the bottom. Now it's Justin Stenard. Oh, a little bit of an issue. Oh, for Hosley. Hold on to it. Oh, heavy contact to the inside. Everybody else trying to save it. Looks like that's Dylan Walterman. Dennis Steele. We saw Jason Fensler spin. Let's go see how that happened. So watch the 04 up top. That's that bluish green car, 4th in line. Let's see how this happens. So the 70 Steve Rogers just comes up. And everybody else is just trying to avoid after that. You just can't have that. If I'm Kyle Hosley, I'm pretty irate right now. Take a look at it one more time. Watch the American flag machine. He just moves up. At these super speedway races, you just can't have that. And that's going to force Hosley to tow and likely lose a lap. So we will take a look. Let's go to Noah Tansman's POV back there in the 66. Take a look at what happened. We'll be able to see everybody else kind of scatter their way through this. So you're going to see 2 cars just shoot off to the left. Bang, there they go. Noah got on the brakes just a little too late there, got some damage. And everybody else kind of bunched up there as well. Let's go to the 15 of Jason Fensler. We'll watch from the blimp. Kerberg and Walterman got into it, bottoms as well, and then Around went Steele, around went Horner. Good avoidance by the 9 to 99 there, just getting on the brakes. Same with Dakota Bly, knowing that they just got to hold up. Let everybody else spin in front of them, and then they'll be all right. But that is caution number 1 of the feature presented by Mission 22. Donation link in the chat. Now, if we get too crazy, if we get up to 5 cautions, y'all got to drop something to Mission 22. Let's catch up live. Watch all these guys coming to pit road right now. And interesting enough, nobody elected to go to pit road there. Under green. A lot of guys could have came down, but decided against it. Jason overshot his pit box just a little bit there. But let's go up front. We've got the 59 of Joshua O'Connor. We've seen Justin Stenard now. He's been able to be up front a lot of stage 2 and now a lot of the features, so very, very interesting. See if he's able to keep it. He's been able to control a lot of lines and be patient in pushing, so that's really the key to success here, is patience. Sometimes you're going to just pick the wrong line, but you can't force your way through. You're just going to get yourself wrecked. So, patience. Eventually, you will find your way moving forward. And just taking advantage when opportunity arises. Something to note here, caution laps do count in the feature, so we saw prior in the stages they were not counting, but now they do, so it does matter just a little bit. And something new this year is a, what are the words they described it as? I don't know if there are any. I don't know, but drivers who are at fault of a caution will go to the rear of the field. So for that one, I would assume it is the 70 of Steve Rogers, sorry. So yeah, you saw him kind of just sitting on the bottom there. Has to go to the tail end, as he was the car that caused the caution. I don't kind of know for sure every time who that is. We'll see maybe for the regular season if we can get something figured out for that, but for right now, I'm going to, like, if it's obvious, I mean, obviously I'll know, but yeah, for the season, I'll try to make sure I talk to our eye in the sky, Thomas Stanley. We'll get it official. Everybody catching back up here. Jason Fensler just getting up here. Kyle Hosley in the 04 just coming out of pit road. He should catch up in time. Then it'll be Josh O'Connor leading us to the green flag with Justin Stenard on the outside. So coming to the green here, we've got Jason Seams on the outside in the 81. That bright orange car's been up here quite a bit. Derek Riley on the leaderboard it'll say the 17. On his car, on the leaderboard it'll say the 7. His car will say the 17. Those two up here, they've been up here quite a bit. David Chapman, Matthew Young. But all that really matters right now is the two up front. Josh O'Connor leads us to green, and we are back underway. And it's a good jump for Josh. Maybe too good of a jump. Stenard's going to be behind him. We'll see if he stays with him or tries to make a move to the outside. I mean, a lot of room for the 33. Same with the 17 behind. But he'll just stay right in line. Here comes the 81 of Jason Seams on the outside. They've got a pretty big run coming. Now the 81 is almost pulled alongside the 59 of Josh O'Connor. Everything pretty spread out right here. Some guys coming to pit road. Just getting their green flag pit stops out of the way. We're going to stay with them. So my interpretation of the rule is they could not do it within 5 laps of the caution, but must be within 5 laps of the race. We will see, though. A lot of guys coming down pit road here. And then the reason I'm staying with them is we got to see how well they get off of pit road together. Steve Rogers is just now getting to his pit stall. They changed the camera on me, so we'll get him coming off pit road. Here comes Josh O'Connor. Here comes Derek Riley. Here comes Justin Stannard, Cody Dorsey. A little bit of contact between Dorsey and David Chapman back there. But they are not lined up too well here. Anybody else coming down pit road? Looks like we've got the 11 and 28. Horner and Steele. A couple more in front of him, I do believe, as well. The 81 of Jason Seams seems to be down pit road, and yes, he is. So they're making their green flag pit stops. Let's go back out, check with Josh O'Connor. So these guys are not going a lap down. They shouldn't go a lap down. They should all form up here and try to run together as best they can. David Chapman, Jason Fensler, they're going to try to catch up to this group. These front 4 smart. Yeah, it seems like they are waiting up just a little bit. Jason's going to go to the outside, kind of slow both Chapman and himself down. Maybe that was intentional. They were talking about switching lines there. And then a ton of other cars coming down pit road. Here's Jake Williams. So everybody now, I believe, has made their green flag pit stop. So now here this group comes out. They seem to be decently organized, at least second on back. But let's go check where O'Connor's at in his group. They're already through the tri-oval, so looks like they may have done this very, very well. So, oh my, everybody blending together right now. Now this group is just catching the 85, 58. That's Marshall Wilson, Dakota Bly. That's kind of the back of the pack podcast crew right there. Those guys are all teammates ahead. So it looks like the Williams Brigade has done it the best. And we also have, looks like some problems for a couple guys. The 99 of Robert Clifford, the 81 of Jason Seams. I don't know if they sped on pit road. They had to come back down or what, but maybe some issues for those guys. Now it is the 29, followed by the 16, 5, and 58. And I'm going to go check the Discord because I believe all those guys are running in a channel together, and yes, they are. So, yeah, those guys work together very well. Got on and off pit road, and now they are in control of the race. Now we'll see kind of how well these guys work together and how loyal they are. Will these guys just stay right with them? Justin Stannard just set the fastest lap of the race. He's the car leading the outside line in that white Wild Bills machine. being pushed by 3-time URL champion Jason Fensler. Last year's champion Dylan Walterman, he's going to move to the outside, try to block that line. Is Stenard going to make a move on him? He's going to go right in line. That could have been a problem. But Stenard checked up. Was able to keep everything in check there. Now it's Bottoms and Williams on the inside. Dakota Bly running in his third position. Just where he finished the last 2 stages. So some guys not really with the front group here. First, we're going to go back to the 66 of Noah Tansman. He's with the 13 of Matthew Young. Looks like they're hanging on just by a thread. And then we've got pole sitter Steven Horner. And behind him is Scott Kerberg, I believe. Or maybe this is... Yeah, this is Scott Kerberg and Kyle Hosley. Kyle's a lap down. And then Scott's just running with Kyle, trying to make sure he doesn't go a lap down. And then there are 2 guys all by themselves. Jason Seams and Robert Clifford, 2 guys that have run up front for a lot of this race. A lot of the heats, anyway. Find themselves, I believe, with a speeding penalty. It had to be. That makes them all the way back there. And I believe we've got a lead change up front. So as we were going through all that, Dylan Walterman, Justin Stenard, Jason Fensler, that group took the lead. A little cagey there out of 2. Everybody holds on to it, though. And I want to note something here. There is 1, 2 URL rookies in the top 13 in this front part of the draft. Joshua O'Connor and Matthew Young. Those are the only 2 that have been, or that are new to URL. Everybody else has ran at least a season with us before, and they're putting that experience to use right now. Guys like Clifford, Seams, Steve Rogers, and then Larrabee, who's out of the race. They're all behind right now. They don't have any friends yet. They don't have anybody to work with. They're falling to the back. Oh! Good save from Dylan Walterman. Just about went around. But he wiggled that thing all the way down the back stretch and kept it in one piece. Now the top line has got quite a few drivers working together. 4 against 2 now. Cody Dorsey, the last guy up top. You see the 59 there. That's Joshua O'Connor. Seems like he's got something wrong with his internet. He's blinking out quite a bit, so keep an eye on that. If you're new to iRacing, he's not actually getting damage. It's just kind of the way they interpret lag and stuff. But here goes Jason Fensler to the outside of Dylan Walterman. He will take the lead. I don't know why it just shot us back to Robert Clifford there, but now we're back up front. It's 2 by 2. Jason Bottoms, I think he needs to give a little more help to Williams and Walterman up there. And then maybe they can kind of pull away from things. The second car is very important because they do have to be a good pusher, but I think an often overlooked point is that third driver. When that third driver's at least pretty close, like you see the 17 of Derek Riley on the outside right now, it gives the second guy a lot more speed and helps them be a better pusher. When the third guy is holding off, lagging back a little bit, it's a lot harder for that second guy to stay right on the rear bumper of the leader of the line. So I think Jason Bottoms just kind of playing things conservatively right now. Doesn't really want to get involved, but Williams and Walterman are doing a great job holding on right now and not letting Fensler and Stenard just fly right on by him. So we've got 10 laps to go in the feature. Everybody's completed their pit stops. The winner of this gets 5 bonus points for the season. And you see right now, the bottom line, has got everybody together. And now they're starting to pull ahead a little bit. To me, it seems like Williams and Walterman are working together just a little bit better. But they didn't have the help from the third car. And now that they've got that, Williams can be a really good pusher. And he can kind of shoot Walterman out to the lead. But as I say that, here comes Jason Fensler. That is a great push from Justin Stannard. We've got 9 laps to go. Let's go on board with the number 9 of Cody Dorsey. Listen to his throttle, how often he gets out of it. This is just crazy racing. This really lets you feel what it's like. The sensation of speed going around this 2.5 mile monster of a racetrack. You can see how little Dorsey's really on the throttle. Is Williams going to move to the top? Oh, they move back down. Now Walterman blocks the top. He gets split 3 wide. We'll go back to the wide angle. Now it is Jason Fensler, your new leader. So the front two of Williams and Walterman, they got out. They both got clear, and they didn't know what to do with it. Walterman wanted to maybe go up top. Williams wasn't sure if he wanted to go with him. Here it comes, Walterman through the middle. Can he hold on to it? Everybody's wrecking. Caution is out. Everybody's around. And that's not the way I wanted to see that go. But let's go take a look at what happened. So I'm going to back it up a little bit. I want to see if there's a good angle for this. Yeah, this will be perfect. So Walterman gets a monster run through the middle. Everybody else is checking up around him. And I just don't think Fensler knew that he was going to go through there. I don't think Williams did. And they both kind of weren't really high enough. There wasn't really enough room for Walterman to make the move. I think it's more of a racing deal, but I do think that that is a pretty aggressive move by Dylan there. So we'll go even farther back. So you see Walterman's 3 wide back here. And then everybody else kind of just loses momentum. Dylan's able to just use everybody else checking up, get through, and then it's just hard to make that move when Fensler's not really up near the wall, and everybody else just kind of tumbles on through, gets quite a bit of damage. Let's go look at it one more time from the 58. So this is Dakota Bly. He got through it pretty unscathed. Got on the brakes pretty well. Let's see how it happened for his point of view. You can see him kind of just start to bounce off each other there, and Dakota is very good at this. He is very alert. Always ready to check up and does a great job. He maintains speed. Oh, just misses Josh O'Connor. He maintains enough speed there so he doesn't get run over from behind, but also he holds off enough and doesn't hit anybody in front of him. So great job by Dakota. That's why he's got a 4.9 safety rating. That's why he's been a cleanest driver in this league before, I believe. And yeah, got through that masterfully. And something important, when you're at the back of the field through those wrecks, almost always the right move is to let off, get on the brakes, but sometimes you got to hit the gas. And like, that was not one of those cases, obviously. Dakota did a great job doing what he did, but sometimes it is best to kind of just step on it and try to drive past everybody and make sure you don't get hit that way. It looks like Jason Fensler's race is over. Dennis Steele's race is over. Steve Rogers is 3 laps down, but Kyle Hosley just got his lap back. And then the 99 And 81, Robert Clifford and Jason Stearns. Both those guys catch up to the pack here, and they'll be in with a shot. So we're going to be setting up with a 3-lap shootout to the finish. I think if I'm someone like Jason Seams, all the way in the back there in the 81, see that bright orange car? Maybe that's where you want to be. I think that there are going to be quite a few issues coming here. Everybody's going to be aggressive, trying to get it done. I think that old Jason Seams, David Chapman, Justin Stannard, if they can get through the carnage, they'll have a great shot at winning this thing. Up front, though, we have a new leader. It is Derek Riley in the 7/17. Then to his, looks like it's going to be inside, is the 9 of Cody Dorsey. Now we've got Jason Bottoms, Heat 1 winner. Marshall Wilson, he will be 3rd place. They've got this mixed around a little bit. He'll be 4th place. And then Dakota Bly on the inside, row 3. So, a lot of guys familiar with each other up here. Our first rookie is the 13 of Matthew Young. So we'll see how he fares. Then we've got Scott Kerberg to his outside. Stephen Horner in the 9. Robert Clifford in the 99. We got pretty much everybody else involved in that wreck. Josh O'Connor, David Chapman. Jason Seams was not involved in it, but he did come down pit road. Justin Stannard, Jake Williams, Dylan Walterman, Kyle Hosley. Round out the 17 guys who've got a shot at the win. But up front, it's going to be led by Riley. It's going to be led by Dorsey. Those two are teammates along with Scott Kerberg, so I think I wouldn't expect to see like a teammate restart here, but have it on your radar in case you see something like that. These guys are teammates, but right now they're pitted up against each other. Going to be side by side. Both of them leading us to the green flag. But I think this will be a lot of fun. It'll be 3 laps to go once we go green. And then all bets are off. I expect some carnage. Expect some guys being pretty aggressive here, and just got to make it through it. This will be Derek Riley on the outside. He is your leader. Getting ready to lead us to the green flag for maybe the final time. There goes Riley. Dorsey on the inside, and Riley got a great jump. Expect him to go to the bottom. There he goes. So the two teammates look like they're maybe going to be lined up. See if Riley fully commits to it. Everybody very spread out. Tansman up top with Bottoms. But right now it is the 17 and the 9. Everybody single file. There goes Bottoms to the outside. Marshall Wilson's going to go with him. 3 cars up top. Where will Derek Riley go? He's going to block the top. Marshall Wilson through the middle. What a move to take the lead. Jason Bottoms goes with him. An incredible move by the 85. Now he's stuck in the middle. Bottoms to his outside. Dorsey now on the bottom. 2 laps to go. 3 wide up front. Can they hold on to it? No, they cannot. Around goes the 59. And a ton more behind him. So I don't know if that was the 59 that was the original spinner there. But we'll go back and take a look. I believe it might have been... It was the 99. There's the 99 of Robert Clifford. Oh, no. It did not stem from the 99, though. He just was an innocent bystander in all of it. So go back just a little bit farther. Watch the bright white car, the number 33. Watch him shoot through the middle here. He moves up, tags the 59 machine of Josh O'Connor, and then gets into the 11 of Stephen Horner. So let's go on board with Justin because he's got an incredible run right here. And this is where I was preaching patience earlier in the race. So you got it, you got it, you got it. You see the 11 kind of move up there. We saw from the overhead. The 11 moved up a tiny bit, and then that caused Justin to move up as well. At that point, Justin's got to let out of the throttle. Just kind of take it easy. I know you've got such a great run, but I mean, it's very similar to what Walterman did. Your eyes just get so big when you got to run like this. It's so hard to check up, but you just got to do it. You're going, you're going, you're going. Once you make even the slightest contact there, it's pretty much over. So go look at it one more time. I feel bad for the 99. He was just running up there all by himself. Just got tagged along in it. So like there's just not a lot of room there. And you want to just keep going and hope they move out of your way. I think that's what Justin was hoping for there. It didn't happen, and it caused a lot of wrecked race cars. We'll go live now. He's in the pits. Up front, our leader is Cody Dorsey. It'll be he and Jason Bottoms on the front row. We'll see who or what line Dorsey's going to choose here. Now we've got some green-white checkers as well. I want to move this for a second. I believe we've just got one. So it should be one green-white checker before we get going. Or once we get going. But again, this caution is presented by Mission 22. Their link to donate is in the chat, so again, I'll post it one more time for you. Great campaign they've got going on there. Read up on it if you want. Maybe pick a driver if that driver wins. Let a donation fly. I don't know. I'm going to pick Dakota Bly. He got third the first two. He avoided the carnage. I think this is the time he gets through. And he's going to come home a winner. So if Dakota Bly wins this race, I'll be donating to Mission 22. And I think you guys should as well. But we're going to be coming to the choose for Cody Dorsey. There's no choose rule for everybody else. It's just very hard to kind of mandate that and everything. In iRacing anyway, but Cody has said in chat what line he wants. I'm assuming he picked the bottom, because bottoms moved to the outside, and this will be the lineup for the start. And this is just about to get good. This confirmed that caution was on Justin Stenard. He's got an EOL. He's in the pits anyway, I believe. Or no, he's out now, but yeah, he will be at the end of the longest line. But even if you're Kyle Hosley back there in 14th, you've got a shot. You just need a couple cars to bounce your way, and you've got a shot at the win. But if you are someone like Kyle Hosley, Dylan Walterman, Robert Clifford, you can't just send it 3 wide right away and just kind of make contact with another car and ruin your race by getting in a wreck right when you take the green flag. You can't do that. You gotta, I know it's hard, but, and it's easy for me to say up in the booth as well when I'm not driving the car, but you gotta have some patience if you want to get through this thing. but it will be Cody Dorsey. It'll be Dorsey. It'll be Bottoms. It'll be Tansman and Matthew Young. What a story it would be if Matthew Young came in here, his first ever URL race, got a victory. It would be huge for him. And we know that a couple of these guys were stage winners, heat winners, but the one that matters is right here. I think Jason Bottoms is going to be disappointed if he ends tonight without this feature win. And he was our Heat 1 winner. Coming by, this will be the last time we see the pace car tonight. Coming through the restart zone, and it'll be Dorsey on the throttle. Green flag is out. Bottoms did not get a good jump up there. He is just going all the way to the back. I don't know what happened with Jason Bottoms. Maybe we'll talk to him after the race about that, but all eyes up front. Dorsey has Tansman in tow. Tansman was second in stage 2. See what he can do right here. Oh, Marshall Wilson thought he was clear. Caution is out. Okay, we will re-rack them. So I thought it was just one green-white checker. That is not the case. So Jason Bottoms, he saved. I mean, that might have saved him. Going all the way to the back there. I don't know if he missed a shift and just tried to get out of the way or what. But, yeah, Marshall Wilson there. He wanted to make a move. He made a move just like it last time. Just wasn't available this time. See all these cars spinning back here. We will go up top to the chopper view. We've watched all the wrecks so far. And yeah, just got in front of Matthew Young, and Matthew Young's storybook shootout may have come to an end there. I don't know if he has a fast repair or not. But yeah, just not the way he wanted that to go. And again, it's just aggressiveness late in the race. It's easy for me to sit here and be like, what are you doing, Marshall? You weren't clear, but you get there, and I mean, it is really close. He thinks he's clear, and he just gets tagged a little bit, and around he goes. I'm going to look at this one more time. I saw one car kind of scamper through there pretty well. How does the 81 adjacent seems? Let's see how I did it. Wrecking all in front of him. Oh, he barely avoids Matthew Young, and there he goes. He is now scored in 6th position. So, yeah, I said it at the start of this. Maybe I want to be Jason Seams. I want to be at the back, just work my way through the carnage, and end up near the front. And that's what happened for him. Some other guys up front. Scott Kerberg in the 14. He is now 3rd. Jake Williams, 5th. Jason Seams, 4th. Dylan Walterman, Kyle Hosley. He was a lap down with like 6 laps to go. Now he's 7th. And everybody else has at least some damage. This is kind of... I mean, this is kind of why the real life Bud shootout got moved to the road course and then eventually the LA Coliseum, excuse me. When there are not points on the line, in real life case, there's only points for the winner in this case. When only the winner gets a reward, drivers become a lot more aggressive. And when there's not when the difference between 2nd and 40th is nothing, it's a lot easier to justify driving a little crazy and going for it and maybe being a little over aggressive. So we've got 7 cars that are not completely wounded, it looks like. I'll go check the 04. I don't know what his looks like. Dakota Bly looks okay there in the 58, I believe. Yes. Was that the 70? I don't know who else. So 13, he's got damage. He's going to come back down. For Matthew Young, it looks like. There's Derek Riley. His car looks all right. 70 of Steve Rogers looks all right, but he's 2 laps down now. And maybe there is some damage on the 58 that I'm not seeing. So it looks like he's going to come back down pit road. Maybe not. I don't know what's going on with the 58 and the 5 here. Are they at a... Nope. Chat does not say anything, so... I don't know. So we've got 1 lap to green now. And again, it is Cody Dorsey. Dorsey on the inside. Tansman to his outside. Then we've got Jake Williams, Jason Seams, Dylan Walterman, Kyle Hosley, Eric Riley, Scott Kerberg. Nope, Scott Kerberg's in the pits, so it will not be him. But Jason Bottoms should be P8. Dakota Bly, maybe 9th? I don't know. A lot of the scoring is messed up with a lot of guys coming down trying to fix any of the damage they've got. See if some of them catch up in time. Some of them might not. I do not know. Robert Clifford looks like he's catching up right now. I don't know. But just assume your driver is trying to catch up to the field right now, if you don't see him. I think all that really matters, though, I've said enough that you got to be up front to win this race. Or you can be kind of anywhere, so you can survive the carnage. But I think now you do have to be kind of towards the front. There's just less cars that are going to have a shot at wrecking, realistically. Now, I'm not saying there won't be a wreck here. I think it's about a 50-50 shot. But now, if you are one of those guys that likes to hang back like a Kerberg or a Bly, you got to start working your way forward, trying to get some track position. But it'll be Dorsey and Tansman. Side by side, Dorsey is the control car on the inside. See how well Tansman can get a jump on the outside along with Jason Seams. And there goes Dorsey. Huge jump, maybe too big of a jump. We'll see. There should be a big run for Williams behind. Dorsey wanted to block up top, he got split. He wanted to block the advances of Tansman, but there went through the 29. Now Jake Williams in his first race back is your leader. Being pushed by Dylan Walterman. Kyle Hosley involved as well. He was a lap down about 2 cautions ago. Now he's got a shot at the win. Here's Jason Bottoms. He won Heat 1. Everybody looking for some real estate. Dorsey to the outside. Coming to the white flag. This time by Jason Bottoms must have a penalty. He must have jumped the restart last time or something, but he's out of the picture now. Here's the 29. Jake Williams. Yeah, that is Marshall Wilson. He was in the last wreck. Now he's leading the outside line. When will Walterman make a move? Will he make a move? What about Tansman, Hosley? What will they say? Here comes Marshall Wilson on the outside. He's creeping up. They're wrecking behind him. It's all Jake Williams right now, though. Will Walterman make a move? Will Wilson have enough? It's all Jake Williams. He's going to come across the line first. He's going to be the first winner of the 2024 Xfinity season. And a great run by him. Great teamwork on the bottom you saw there. Walterman and Hosley stuck right behind him. And they came home victorious. Good win for Jake. And, I mean, a great recovery for Marshall Wilson to come home 4th. He was backwards after that last caution. Ends up 4th. Dorsey, disappointing for him. Just didn't make the right move at the start. Fell all the way back to 6th. Walterman 2nd, Hosley 3rd. And that is the way they finish. for race 1 of the season. I think that was a great finish. I mean, those guys raced very nicely, and they got the job done. So we'll come across the line with Jake Williams. Let him collect his checkered flag, as he is your inaugural winner of the 2024 Underdog Racing League season, presented by Wild Bill Soda. Stick around for some Martin Sports post-race coverage, where we will interview the top 3 finishers and anybody else who wants a crack at it. We've got Jason Bottoms here right now and Robert Clifford. They were both stage winners. We'll talk to them. Hey, Jason, you got me?
I got you, man.
So we saw you leading the outside line. You fell all the way to the back, and then you had to come down pit road. Why did that happen?
I jumped the start, I guess. I saw the 9, I saw his nose go ahead of me, so I went, and he did not go anywhere, and I got the black flag for that, so had to drop to the back, just let people race it out there.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I assumed happened, but yeah, it's unfortunate when it ends that way. Stage 1 winner. Stage 2 was not as kind to you, and then stage 3 as well. What do you take going into the duels and then the official race we got? Anything you can take from these races?
Making moves a lot earlier. It is absurdly hard to pass out there. There's no middle lane. There's a middle lane maybe, but it's going to be hard to pass. So definitely the next 2 weeks after this are going to be crucial with just learning how people are driving and just really focusing on how to manipulate the draft to the best of your ability.
Yeah, certainly. Well, I know you got some sponsors you want to shout out, and we'll let you get to them, and then we'll say good luck to you next week at the duels, man.
Yeah, shout out to the Dr. Pepper Cure group and Yoo-Hoo. They will be the primary sponsor on all official races, so look forward to bringing that car out next week.
Yeah, well, you got some extra points out of the night, maybe learned some stuff, and then...
what is it, a 3-way tie for the points lead right now, so hopefully we can keep it there.
Yeah, certainly. Well, good luck to you in the duels next week, man, and I'll see you then.
Thank you.
That was Jason Bottoms, driver of the 5. And then let's bring in our race winner, Jake Williams. Let's not keep him waiting. Hey, Jake, you got me?
Yes, sir.
You are the inaugural winner of the season. How'd you get it done there, man?
Man could not have got it done without the help of the guys from back of the pack there. We definitely had a plan that we were going to stick to. Had some wrenches thrown into the plan, but we stuck with what we were wanting to do, and just so happened I was there at the end. Like I said, I couldn't have done it without those guys, though.
So I've worked with Chase before at these super speedway races. It's not always gone to plan for us. Is there ever a fear that those guys are going to maybe pull out, try to make a move, or do you have full trust in them coming to the white flag?
When we're headed to the white, I kind of all bets are off. I was fully prepared for a move there from Dylan, but he was fully prepared for the terrible block that was going to ensue. But it's all fun. It's all fun. It was a blast coming back to race tonight. Yeah,
well, you mentioned it. It is your return, and you capped it off with a W. So, how does that make you feel?
Could not ask for much more than that. That's for absolutely sure.
Yeah, well, great win for you tonight. Good luck to you in the duels, and obviously in the official opener that we got. So, yeah, good job tonight, and we'll see you, Jake.
Hey, I appreciate it. Appreciate all the hard work you do here, Chance.
Yeah, thanks, man. We'll see you.
See you.
That was race winner Jake Williams, and then Robert Clifford's been waiting for a while. Let's bring him in. Hey, Robert, you got me?
Yes, sir.
So we saw you get caught up in some problems that weren't your own. You get sent to the back with about 2 laps to go. How do you work your way through the field when that happens?
Unfortunately, I sped into pit road, and I had to hold for 40 seconds. But luckily, I was able to hold on to the lead lap, and then the caution came out. And Had a few more bump ups before the end of the race. I think I finished with like 2 minutes optional repairs, but I think I finished 7th, somewhere around there. For what I was dealing with, I'm pretty happy with it.
Yeah, and you got the 5 extra points from your Stage 2 win. Is there anything you could take from tonight throughout the duels and then the official opener? Anything you learned?
I have to go back to see who was the most stable cars and see who would be a really good pusher. I didn't have anybody to work with during this race, so try to figure out who's a good partner to work with.
Yeah, definitely. It's always tough coming into a league as a rookie. You came out with 5 extra bonus points, though, and although your car was pretty damaged, a top 10 finish in the main event. So good job tonight, Robert, and we'll see you these next couple weeks, man.
Thank you.
That was Robert Clifford, Stage 2 winner, and then let's bring in Dylan Walterman, your second place finisher. Hey, Dylan, you got me?
I do.
Well, second place for you tonight, unfortunately. That doesn't pay you any points. I know you were working with Jake.
With that.
Yeah, I know you were working with Jake there. Was there any thought in your mind trying to make a pass there or not?
There was for a split second, but Jake just came back to the league. I like him here, and he needed to get a win. So I was just after I thought about taking that white flag, I just figured I'm just going to push him to the win.
Yeah, and I mean, I've done it myself. We've seen it in real life. Sometimes when you make those moves, it's a little doesn't always go well.
It could end poorly, so I'll take a second, even though there's no points. I'll take a second over last.
Yeah, and then I want to talk to you about your 3 wide move. It was almost glorious, but it didn't
That
come
was
out.
not my intention. Me and Jake started to plan that we wanted to block the middle to hold up Fencer's and Justin's run. And then he got squirrely coming off at 2, and so then I just kind of got stuck in the middle, and I'm not too upset. It was good racing, a very close racing, especially 3 wide for a whole lap at Daytona. It's not very wide track compared to Talladega.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it a couple times tonight. The middle is just so hard, especially with, like, if you get a minor internet problem, you can netcode into someone and stuff like that.
All that netcode. But Penciler just tried to hold his line, came down. It felt like he was trying to pinch to hold me back. And then I think that's what happened was netcode, which got him into me. Then I got into Jake, and then it was all over from there.
Yeah, well, you are our defending series champion. How do you go into this next season trying to repeat?
I'm a big fan of the Xfinity cars, so I'm just gonna try and do what I did at the end of the last season to help me get there. Try and run consistent. I want to say the last 10 races, I finished top 3 out of the 8 times out of the 10 races. So I'm just gonna try and be more consistent like that again.
Yeah, well, good job tonight. Obviously, great job last season, and then we will see you in the duels in the official opener.
And then I just got to give a shout out to my sponsor, Coltrane, and then Wild Bills, first sponsor in the league, and then the Back of the Pack podcast.
Yeah, certainly, man. We got a lot of great partners this year, and glad
we
you
do.
shouted
And
out our guy.
Yep, I like having them. So thank you for them, and thanks for doing the broadcast.
Yeah, we'll see you, Dylan.
See you.
That was second place, Dylan Walterman. Let's bring in Kyle Hosley. He's been waiting patiently for a while. Hey, Kyle, you got me?
Yeah, how's it going?
Great. Sorry for the long wait there, but you came home third. Was there any move you thought you could make from third, or are you just kind of committed to the 2 teammates you had in front of you?
Nah, I just, my race got ruined. So in that wreck, I had to tow, and I was at the end of pit road when I had to tow, so it was 5 minutes. And I just had to pray for a caution and get the lucky dog, and I got it. And then by the time I could do the green flag pit stop, it was past the time limit, so I couldn't. So there's no point in me trying to race them because I was going to get DQ'd anyway.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. Well,
yeah.
On my
pretend I didn't tell you
are
that.
Third, so
yeah, just pretend I didn't say it.
Yeah, I get you. But yeah, when you go a lap down at Daytona, what's like the thought process there? Just kind of, obviously you said pray for a caution, but is there anything else you're kind of doing?
Yeah, I mean, you're just on a Sunday drive. So no, you just you're gonna take what you can get, and sometimes it's nothing, and sometimes it's something. So this time it happened to work out, but it also kind of wasn't great because I used my fast repair. So once we got back on the lead lap, I had to be really cautious. And this time it worked out, you know. But a lot of times you just end up not doing anything. So it's tough.
Yeah, so you got kind of less pack time than the rest of the guys. Is there anything you can take from this race? These couple races, thinking of
No,
the next couple ones.
no, not at all. I got wrecked in every single one of them. So it was not a great night.
Yeah, well, on my leaderboard, you are P3. I won't.
Hey,
We don't have to
we'll
talk
take
about
it.
the unofficial official DQ that's coming your way, but
Yeah.
yeah, good job tonight, and hopefully luck goes your way in the duels and week 1, man. We'll see you.
Awesome. Thanks for being here. I always appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, Cop. See ya.
See ya.
That was Kyle Hosley, your now maybe unofficial 3rd place runner. Yeah, and thank you guys all tonight. This has gone better than I could have imagined. The opening of our Xfinity season, a lot of different things this year. A lot of sponsors on board, so you guys, if you guys support them, it supports us, helps us put on a better show, and yeah. Thank you guys for watching. We're going to give you one more message from Wild Bills, and then we will be out of here.
You're looking mighty thirsty. Wild Bill's pure cane sugar, old-fashioned sodas.
Then just before we go, I do want to let it be known all of our great partners with us. Wild Bills, of course, you've seen their message quite a few times tonight. Ultimate Siding and Gutters, National Coatings and Supplies, our Stage 3 sponsor. Single Source, R4 Environmental, Java Jacks, Washam's on the Fence, Martin Sports, and then Custom Ink. All great partners with us this season. Glad to have all of them on board. And we're looking forward to a great season. It was a great race tonight. And yeah, look forward to spending many Wednesday nights with you guys all the way up until January. So I'll see you guys for now. Same time next week.